If there's one thing that I had to say that I absolutely do not like to hear, it's that, well, you only are successful because you teach people about the law of attraction. And it's the silliest thing. You know, I don't know how many thousands of comments that I get. You can see the clouds right there, which is pretty rad. Sweet shots, beautiful day out here in Maui. It's the ocean down there. And, you know, I get however many thousands of comments that I get a day. And there are all types of them. Some of them are like saying that I'm Satanist because I talk about the subconscious mind and manifesting, which is, I don't know, it's just hilarious to me. And yeah, but then there's ones that say like, well, you're only successful because you teach people about how to use the law of attraction. And I want to respond to that one because it's a very good teaching point. So, first of all, if you think that someone else is successful because they're in a certain industry, then you're missing the entire point about what success means. Obviously, there are certain industries that there's a lot of money in, but there's money in pretty much every single industry. I mean, there's people with Harry Potter fan clubs on the internet that make 7 figures. It's not about the industry that you're in. And that's what sometimes people don't get. They think that, you know, it's just about the industry that you're in. There's my reflection right there. Looks like there's 2 of me. People don't understand that. And then they say, well, the law of attraction only works because you're selling courses on the law of attraction. You're right. I do sell courses on the law of attraction, but let me ask you this. Why then? Why have I been doing this for 8 years and I struggled for six of them? Like, so much so that my now wife was in debt because I couldn't even pay for groceries. And I was doing the same thing. Why? How come all of a sudden things changed? It doesn't make any sense, does it? And then I read a stat recently that the average personal development, like coach or trainer, whatever word you want to use, like life coach type of person, that they make less than minimum wage. The average person. So why then? Why are so many people, you know, almost every single person that I know that I started with, like in this industry, we started at the same time, they're still struggling. Like I just saw this dude the other day, can't even afford rent. So he's just like moving around and crashing wherever he can crash. And so why is that? Why is it that I did the same thing for that many years and I wasn't successful at it? Then all of a sudden, oh, there we go. That's a cool shot. Oh, but the glare took the ocean away. Why was I successful for that? Why was I not successful for that long and all of a sudden I became successful? I'll tell you why. It's everything I talk about on this channel. Because I wondered the same thing. Why? I'm working hard, I'm spending all of these hours, I'm doing all these things, and maybe you're wondering the same thing. And so hard work doesn't equal success necessarily. So comment that down below. Sometimes hard work doesn't equal success. Comment that down below. And the reason I want you to comment down below because I want the takeaways from every video to sink in. Sometimes hard work doesn't equal success. I worked really hard. The first night that I ever spent with my now wife, first time she ever slept over, I told her, just an FYI, I'm going to be up at about 3:30 in the morning to start working. I was addicted to work. I was always working. But why was I I was struggling so hard. Why is that? I'll tell you, because I started to understand how the actual brain and subconscious works. Consciously, I was working really hard. Consciously, I knew all these things that I wanted. Consciously, I was doing all of these things. Like, here's my goals. Look, I worked for this many hours today. Da 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 da. I was going from A to B to C. I was going linear, but I wasn't getting success. Those were conscious things. Psychologists tell us that only 5% of our life is conscious. So 5% of the results in your life are conscious. 95% of them are subconscious. They're unconscious. They're habitual. We do not have conscious control over them unless we know how to reprogram them. And it controls our whole life. And I didn't know that. And so what I found out is that I had all these unconscious belief systems about not being good enough, not being smart enough, like that success and money was somehow bad. So obviously I never had any money because I subconsciously thought that like I'd be a bad person if I became successful at it. And that's when I started hypnotizing myself. The exact hypnosis is down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. Like, these are the exact things that I did to create my success. And people make these comments and they say, well, you're just selling law of attraction courses, that's why you're successful. And it's not. It's the silliest thing. So the exact hypnosis that I use is right there down below. And then as I started to learn more and more and more, I learned about the brain. I learned about the subconscious. And then I learned about Hebb's law, which is in neuroscience. It says that brain cells that fire together wire together. Every time you have a thought, what happens is you fire nerve and brain cells. They wire together. So your neurocircuitry, your brain, the chemicals in your brain, your entire, like, every part of your brain gets used to working in a certain way. Check this horse out. It's so pretty. They got a good spot here, 6 acres with a bunch of horses. And so I learned about Hebb's law. And that says that essentially that brain cells that fire together wire together. Every time you have a thought, you fire brain cells and nerve cells. The similar thoughts, similar essentially belief systems, they start to wire in your brain. And pretty soon your brain is chemically operating on a certain wavelength. And mine was chemically operating on a wavelength of not good enough, like an inferiority complex, like I couldn't be successful. And my brain was processing reality on a level of I can't create success. And then that's why I created the neuro program, which is down below too. It's thesecondmind.com, the second mind neuroprogrammer. So I started calling that old mind that I used to have that was like struggling to create success, I called that my first mind. And then I was like, all right, if Hebb's law is so, and all of these things about your brain wires in a certain way, and that creates your fundamental reality, and if you can rewire your brain, you can change your life. I called that brain. If you wanted to rewire your mind however you wanted, I started calling that the second mind. Makes sense? First mind, second mind. The second mind is the mind of that is in alignment with everything that you want in life. So I always knew what I wanted, but I didn't have it, right? Well, that was because my first mind was in the way of it. So then I take a step back and I start learning about these things, and then I created my own version of what is now today the Second Mind Neuroprogrammer, which is a software we created that's designed to do that rewiring for you. We let everyone demo it for free. It's thesecondmind.com. And I started using these things, and I started changing fundamentally how I viewed myself in the world. My brain chemistry changed, my nervous system, the way that it habitually worked changed. It all changed. As that stuff changed within myself, the world changed all around me. And then now people go, the law of attraction only works for people who sell it. You're a Satanist. You know, all these crazy things. And I've always thought that was such an interesting comment. And I've never really addressed it. So I wanted to, you know, make a video and talk about it. So yeah, you could check out the hypnosis, exact one that I use. I created it when I was living and I was living in Hollywood. We didn't have any my now wife and I didn't have any money, so we couldn't afford a couch. So my friend and I went and walked around and we found a couch outside, and she came home from work one day and we just like, ta-da! And we just had a couch. Where'd you get it? Over there. You know, we were struggling, and I was like, this isn't working anymore. And then that's when I started learning about the subconscious mind. And then that's when I created the hypnosis, and then that ultimately led to me learning that there's an unconscious mechanism. Like your mind is like an iceberg, you know, the old tip of the iceberg analogy. Below the iceberg, below the surface, subconscious literally means below, sub means below. So below conscious control is what operates our whole life. And if you can rewire that, you can change your life. So that was when my life changed. That's when I started creating outer things that matched the way, the ideals within myself that I had always imagined. And then that's when this channel took off. You know, if you go back, I had videos 8 years ago. Why did those videos never blow up? Seriously, you know, it's a question that is worth asking. Why did those videos never blow up? They didn't blow up because subconsciously I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I was smart enough. So I didn't think I was good enough or smart enough for millions of people to view my work. So subconsciously, I couldn't attract and create an opportunity to inspire and reach you listening to this, because my conscious desire of reaching millions of people was not in alignment with the way I was my subconscious environment was not conducive to that. So I just wanted to make a video about that. So comment down below, inner world reflects outer. That's the big takeaway. Inner world reflects outer. Comment that down below. Inner world reflects outer. Our inner world reflects our outer. Subconscious, below conscious. And if you can rewire that, then it's like that's the end game. So check out the hypnosis down below, and then also, if you have not, demo the Second Mind Neuro program. So hit the subscribe button and the bell notification too. Even if you already subscribed, double check you've actually hit the bell notification, because that's what notifies you for new videos. Yeah, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you for watching. I hope that this video provided value to you. And when you understand that the reason that you might not have what you want is because subconsciously you're not in alignment with that, and you take the liberties to retrain your brain and the way that it works, your mind and the way that it works, your nervous system and your unconscious mind, your life changes. So inner reflects outer. Comment that down below. Inner reflects outer. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you, and see you on the next video.